people look around and they're just looking for the answer. People are messaging me, what's the next stock to invest in? Look, I can't tell you what the next stock to invest in because, you know, I've already invested in that stock 5 years ago, right? So what I'm looking at now, there's nothing to invest in at this present moment because we don't know where exactly things are going to go. So yes, if you want to just sort of jump in, wing it, buy when everything went down during COVID and then let it go up for a bit and think you've made a load of money and then it goes even further down, you know, whatever. So for me, if I was, you know, let's say for example, in a scenario with a business like this, I would want to know what the local community that I'm serving around me really wants. I'd invest the time in surveys. I wouldn't sit there going, oh, let me do, you know, it's not about me. And this is the biggest mistake young entrepreneurs make. They make it about themselves, or they're motivated by the wrong things. I want a Rolex, I want to eat in, I want to do, you know, whatever. Bro, I drove a banger around. I made £250,000 in my first year in business. I was 20 years old. I was driving a Peugeot that my uncle opened the bonnet once because it wasn't working, and it was 2 cars welded together, right? You know, image is something that should first and foremost be a priority within yourself, your image of yourself, right? And the more you focus on your own image of yourself, the more you'll achieve, right? The more you're focused on your image and what others have, you know, an image that others have of you, you're in big problems, mate. You're in big. So what we do is when we're looking for business opportunities, man, we're looking everywhere else rather than looking within, because the first step is looking within and understanding what do you know, what are your passions, what are you interested in. So just as an example, because people have been asking me, so maybe when you play this, they'll get the answer. When you invest in a company, stocks, no rocket science, no get rich quick scheme, no Forex up, down, left, right, whatever. It's literally a question of know what you know. You may be in medicine, you may be in retail, you may be into tech. Find out about the companies that you're interested in and do your due diligence on what their valuation is, or if they're a new company and they're IPOing and you think, right, these are going to be the next big thing, I'm very interested. As an example, you might be in e-commerce. You might have been in e-commerce 3, 4, 5 years ago when Shopify came about and IPO'd, and then you might have been like, well, actually, we think Shopify is amazing. I'm going to put some money into that. When Apple came out, wow, these guys are definitely going to be the phone leaders. I use the phone, I use the tech, I think it's great. Boom, put some money in Apple. The same principle applies to Amazon. Same principle applies to to Domino's. Things that we actually consume, things that we understand. There's no like rocket science secret formula, get your buddy to tell you. You've got to know about yourself and you've got to know about the things yourself. So even when it comes to a business, I would be looking, if I was a food provider in a local area, I would go and do surveys. I would run surveys, whether it's physical surveys, whether it's online surveys, and find out what the demand is and find, wait a minute, there's 1,000 people here that want plant-based burgers, but no one's doing them. Jeez, because that's what you're in business to do. You're in business to serve other people. The problem is people's mindset is, I'm in business to serve me. I want money. That'll last a short while, maybe. Most likely won't, right? So it's what can we do for other people? How are people's lives changing? What do people want? What do people need, right? And so again, even when it comes to, product type, you've got changing trends like Amazon becoming the new place to be. You can very quickly and effectively launch product on Amazon, right? So there are all these areas where you may find out, well, people are buying these sort of things. I need to get in front of my customers quick. I've got this new solution for washing your hands or whatever it might be, and let me get that on there. The two major things for me to advise young entrepreneurs, particularly in this time, is first and foremost, identify what your strengths are. The image you have of yourself. What am I good at? What do I know? What's my area of expertise? What gets me buzzing, right? I'll just give you a prime example. I've been in property for 20 odd years, right? It bores me, right? It's the most boring business ever, yeah? So I don't get hyped up about property. When anyone tells me we bought some property recently, and I just don't get excited. Like, I just don't get a buzz out of it, but it's just something we do. And so you just carry on. So the long and short of it is you've got to know about yourself and you've got to know where you're good. And then you've understand how you can apply that to giving value to other people, right? And that's all it boils down to. So when it comes to effectively finding a business, what's going on right now? How is business changing? What do companies need? What do individuals need? What is this changing environment, requiring? If I was in the food business, I would have doubled down on online delivery. I would have doubled down on creating experience online. Just as an example, I'll give you something. I'm not in the food space, but I'll just give you a scenario. I would have actually created additional experience for people online. So do you know what I would have done? I would have invested in kits or something of that type that was super Instagrammable, that people, when they received their meal at home, because they're not going anywhere else, that could have created either some sort of in-home dining experience as if they've gone out and had that food, or alternatively create something that gave somebody some sort of entertainment or something that they wanted to share. So you literally had everyone dying to post this thing because we're locked in. We've only got a limited number of options. So it's that was one way to grow your business, but also provide people with what they want. There's these sort of things, and I can go on and on about this forever. So look, opportunities are always there, right? Look, as you move up the supply chain, it's simple. All the guys sat on a load of cash right now are waiting. Biggest boy in that game is Warren Buffett, right? The guy's got 130 billion on the sideline waiting, right? So what will happen is, in the recession on the other end of the spectrum, is people will be waiting for opportunities to open up, to buy low. The simple principle of business, bro, is you buy low, you sell high, right? That's it. So at all levels, there'll be opportunities. There'll be opportunities at the bottom where there's something to catch on to, or there's a changing trend, or there's an opportunity for you to market and sell something, like I said, where you have an ability to innovate. Look, there's a lot of dated industries. Newstone's one. A business that I made millions out of was an industry I should never have stepped into. A little brown boy should never have stepped into an industry that was dominated by stone merchants, quarry owners in that era. I remember when I started going around trying to sell stuff to these people, and it was like, who's this kid, right? So the long and short of it is you've got to have that ability to understand and believe in what you're offering. I knew that it was dated. I knew that the way that people were selling product was not transparent. It wasn't easy. It was inefficient. I could allow builders, contractors, homeowners to place their orders online in the evening, not detach themselves from the job, make it quick, make it easy. They know an exact price, they know what they're getting. I used to ring up and go, mate, I need some paving for this project. Yeah, it's £12 a square yard. Hour later, hello mate, yeah, you gave me that price, £15 a square yard. I'd be like, what? So he said, just took note. It's 15 now. We've only got so many boxes left. Do you understand my point? Wow. So that's how it used to be. So the long and short of it is there's opportunity, endless opportunity. But the key thing is your priority on serving people, because that is what a business is about. Profit is a byproduct of a service, of doing something, of giving value, right? So again, any industry that you roll into because you see the next guy making money from it, there may be an opportunity. But again, like, look, there's very rarely any business you're going to go into where you're the first to market, or look, Apple and Samsung, biggest companies in the world, are at each other for copying each other, whatever. The key point within all of this is that can you do something better? Can you do it more efficiently? Can you provide a better service? Can you provide better experience? We're an experience-centric society, so an experience economy, right? This is what the economy we're in right now. So every one of your businesses, and again, this is for young entrepreneurs. I talk to my kids, so I get information from them because they consume YouTube. I don't. Look, let me tell you what a discovery I made recently. So I play a bit of Fortnite with my boy, right? One day I walked in and there's someone killing it on the screen. I'm like, wow, Zain, you're killing it. And he was watching a YouTuber, and I was baffled. I was like, mate, we would have never given anyone. We used to fight over the controller. These kids are happy to sit and watch people play. They've got a game themselves, but they're happy. That's how things have changed. So you have this competitive advantage. As youngsters, you're wired differently. You've grown up in a different environment. You've grown up with these devices in your hands. You know things that the generation prior to you are not as up to speed with. You've got an advantage. You've got a communication advantage. You've got a technological advantage. You've got a vision, opportunity advantage. So, there's loads. So I've tried to
summarize,
cover it and summarize it as much as I can.
And something you mentioned was opportunity, right?
Yeah.
Like in the sense where the generation now, obviously the opportunities are almost more because of social media, online marketing. Obviously it's different as well. There was more opportunities in different ways in the past, but right now there's huge opportunities in different ways, and
there's loads more opportunities now, bro. Loads more. Yeah.
From you, I'm sure I can.
And I'll tell you why. So basically, let me ask you a question. Yeah, I'll ask you a question.
Okay.
Now. How fast has the world changed in the last 10 years in comparison to the last 100 years? Drastically, bro. There's been change that has happened in years that hasn't, the same equivalent, scale of change has not happened for decades. Mm-hmm. So business in years gone was simple. Buy a property, right? Now people are pulling money out of property in Central because they're getting 3% return, you know, not even getting that or whatever. So the key point is that business has evolved rapidly and technology is changing things rapidly. Change equals opportunity, bro. So the opportunities are popping up now, left, right, and center. And that includes, by the way, when people are like, you know, I really disagree with this mindset of jumping on Forex and all the rest of it, because even those people that are very good at Forex type trading, they understand technical analysis, they understand price action, they've been in that business for 20 years, they're submerged the same way a brain surgeon knows what he's doing. You know, most people go in, they think it's quick money. Oh, we put a tenner in, we get £20 out. Wow, this is brilliant, right? You don't. You put £10 in, you end up losing 20. But the point is that with any type of opportunity, it's evolving, right? So even once upon a time where getting involved in the stock market was expensive, it was limited. You know, we're now in a place where you can make stock purchases for free from your app, boom, there and then. So opportunities out there, man.